Good morning. Happy Monday. So this morning I was actually going to talk about something completely different. And, in communicating with my friends and family, scrolling through my timeline, this is something that I really have to address. Coping with anxiety and stress. You guys, we are in some trying times, as we know, the last of the last days, whatever your perspective on what we're going through, it's very stressful for us, and you look around the world, even here just in the United States, we have Louisiana is underwater, and then in California, even though we're next to the Pacific Ocean, we're in a drought and we're on fire, literally, and there's a lot of people that have lost their homes, that have lost their lives, their livelihood. And even if that hasn't affected you personally, even if you don't have friends and family that has affected in that way personally, there's things that we're going through our everyday life, stresses and anxiety that's literally keeping us up at night. I see through my news feed 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, who's up? Insomnia. Now, yes, I'm up, but I'm normally masterminding. I'm so excited that, my goals, are keeping me up at night. But I definitely get enough sleep. I do make sure that I rest. But for those that their anxiety is keeping them up, their stress is keeping them up, and then they have to wake up, they have to be good parents, they have to be good workers, they have to be good people, it definitely is a challenge. So today I really want to talk about, how to cope with anxiety and stress. For those that don't know, I was diagnosed a few years ago with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Basically what it is, it's a hormone imbalance that basically can cause anything, most random things, including anxiety and stress and depression. And that's exactly what happened, to me. I found myself in a very depressive state and literally isolated myself, sat in my place for 3 weeks straight, on my couch, just depressed, didn't want to talk to anybody. And I have a good friend of mine, Yvette, when I told her about it, she said, well, Chris, it's hard for me to imagine that you were going through something because you're always so positive, and yes, I do try to keep a positive mindset, but what happens when your mind just isn't right? What happens when your mind just isn't positive? You just can't seem to snap out of it. What do you do then, right? So I don't want you guys to feel hopeless, because at one point I really did feel hopeless and helpless. And I really understood, even though I wasn't suicidal, I understood why people have taken that route, because you really feel this level of helplessness, so dealing with anxiety and stress, my best advice, that I actually received from a counselor, because yes, I did. I went to a counselor. I realized when I needed help. I realized when I was in a very deep situation and I didn't have anyone to help me. I went to a counselor, and what she told me is to start keeping a journal. Now, some of you guys may think, okay, well, that sounds really easy. Okay, but it's so easy that a lot of you will not do it. Start keeping a journal, and it's very important to write in this journal at night. And the reason why is because you could put down everything that's happened in your day, the good, the bad, the indifferent. You can write it down, just let it go extend. If all you have to get out is a paragraph, okay, a sentence, okay, but I want you to keep writing, even if it's a couple of pages, keep writing, cry, laugh, do whatever you need to do, get all these emotions out, because that way, now that it's out of your system, it's not on your mind. So now your brain can rest when you get in the bed. You see what I mean? You literally put your mind at ease. Also write down, what do you plan to accomplish the next day, right? So that way when you wake up, now that you've, let out all those emotions that you've been carrying all day, whether it's your boss, your significant other, your kids, whatever, the traffic on the way home, whatever it is, money issues, you've gotten all that out, you can sleep peaceful. You've also written down, what you want to do the next day. When you wake up, the first thing that you need to do is look at your journal and see what's on the agenda. That way you can go into your day feeling more prepared. You guys, this has meant the world for me. I found out so much more about myself that I didn't know, that I didn't even think about until I started writing it down. My inner thoughts that were keeping me up at night, that was giving me that insomnia, that was weighing on my chest to the point where I couldn't breathe, I was getting those things out. So you guys, this week, start writing a journal. Let's start getting those things out. Next week, we'll talk more about accomplishing our goals and dreams, but we can't even think about a better tomorrow if we're living a terrible today, if that makes sense. So you guys, keep a journal, keep on top of it. Again, when you go to bed at night, write it down. When you wake up in the morning, first thing, look at it, see what you're going to do for the day. You don't have to write in the morning, but just wake up refreshed, and you guys continue to have happy days. Stay positive.